Hey everybody, it's Gabe Crane again, making you another video for Woven Wings. And today I want to connect with you about the idea of opening up and openness in general as a heart quality and as a principle that can help us in our life. As folks who have been following my channel may know from some of the other videos I've shared, I like making these videos and I like sharing things that are helpful to you guys, but that doesn't mean I'm not going through my own challenges in my life. I'm currently going through a separation and a divorce, have a young son. And so, life is challenging sometimes, and it can sometimes make me want to shut down and make me close up. I'm less interested in making these videos for you guys, or I feel like stupid for doing it or for silly for doing it. I got to have a catch up on a video call with a really good friend of mine who's also a Ren Shui practitioner. A shout out to you, Zane. I know you're watching these videos, and so I hope you enjoy seeing this little shout out for you in the videos. Yeah, I was speaking with him and catching up after a long time about what's been going on in my life. And he was sharing with me that it's really helpful to him to see me making these videos and to connect with what it is that I'm going through and being able to see that and through that relate to his own experiences. And I think that that's a perfect encapsulation of the power of what can happen when we open up. I'm making this video after just giving a class here that I give on island in Maui at a rehabilitation center. And this was also the theme of our class, amongst other things, was around openness and opening. And it was extremely powerful being in this room of probably close to 30 people going through rehabilitation. And what happens when people start to open up and share about their own experiences and their stories. And you can see how it softens everyone else in the room and it changes them. It makes them more interested and more willing to share their own stories. Or even if they aren't speaking, it makes them more open to their own experience and what's going on for them. And so this is the power of openness. I wanted to talk about this theme because it's in the air. Ren Shui, which is the Qigong system that I teach and practice myself. We're going to have some upcoming classes on that becoming available to you. We do a monthly full moon and with a different theme related to our work. And this month's theme is openness. And so that's just been happening around the time that this video is coming out. And so you can connect with that in the broader field, the sense of openness. What does that mean to be open? Another thing that's going on is that there is a sign waving with a group that I'm involved in, similar work that I'm coming from right now on Maui, that's about opening up about mental health and using that to prevent suicide. And so really when we are opening up and talking about our experiences, finding ways to take those walls down, to be vulnerable, it creates an opportunity for there to be an effective flow of information, their effective flow of our energy, and we can start to move through things that otherwise bog us down. And so I want to just touch on a little bit of what that actually means in terms of Ren Shui, in terms of understanding our internal world and the way that the practice of openness can really benefit us. On the external level, I've shared already with in terms of making these videos or the conversations that I've had. When you're able to open with someone else, it invites someone else into your experience and it can help move things off of your chest. And I think all of us, if we're lucky enough, have had an experience like that, right? Where by sharing, by being vulnerable, by being authentic, by not just putting a happy face on things or being a tough guy. I know that's a big one for men. And actually being honest and humble and authentic about what we're experiencing and sharing that with another person can create this opportunity for all sorts of emotions and different things to flow and start to get out and not be so stuck. And that stuckness of that energy can really be a hindrance to our health, to our development of insight and wisdom. into our experience, about why we're feeling that way, can really affect our resiliency. So it's great to think on the outside level about who are some people in my life that I can actually reach out to and actually trust to share about the ins and outs of my life and what's going on. On another level, underneath, going outside to connect with someone else, there's the process of opening to ourselves, or opening to the universe, not just to a person, but opening to nature, opening to life from the inside out. And that's really more of a fundamental experience of opening. And it's not that one is better than the other. Sometimes connecting with someone else is like the vehicle for us being able to tap into this. But what I'm talking about now is this quality, which is really a heart quality. It's something that comes from a deep place inside ourselves of openness and opening to ourselves. And this is important for a few reasons. One thing that my teacher Yuansa talks about is that when we're open with ourselves, it allows for a form of communication to take place between all the different parts of us that otherwise can kind of get walled off, and we end up in denial about things. We can be at war with ourselves about certain things. We can hide from ourselves different parts of ourselves that we don't like. When we begin to remove that and we begin to be willing to say, okay, I am going to be open with myself about what is actually going on here, then things can start to flow. There can be conversations between, different parts of ourselves. We tend to think of ourselves as this monolithic, singular entity, but the reality is like there's a lot of different parts to us. And so when we can allow for this communication, this information and energy to flow back and forth, then we can begin to experience the health benefits and the relief that comes from that. Because once things start to flow, then that's the first step to having health, to having the experience of feeling like it's actually okay. Whatever it was that I was feeling and experiencing it can be tough, it can be hard, but if I'm willing to face it, then nature itself, my natural qualities, the natural intelligence of my system is going to start to change it. It's going to start to move it so that I don't stay stuck in this same feeling. I don't, get fixed into a certain position that doesn't allow me to make progress or change in life. Okay, so that's one level, is just that it opens up communication. And then on this other level is the level of the heart, the openness of the heart. And the heart, in Ren Shui, we talk about this as really an aspect of our consciousness, right? We tend to think about our consciousness as a mental construct, a mental experience that's in our head. But really, on this deeper level of understanding, we have our consciousness, and it's integrated with our heart, which is part of our feeling intelligence, our feeling state. And when we have our awakened heart qualities, we start to manifest certain qualities of the heart that permeate our experience, and they change the way our consciousness works. Some of those other heart qualities, in addition to openness, are trust, being able to trust your experience and your environment, trust yourself, even if that's not blind faith, but it's just being able to trust that things will work out. Love, gratitude, true respect, and humility, which is a term called Gongjing that we say. These are all different heart qualities, and openness is one of those. And if we think about the openness of the heart, it's really, again, connected with nature. It's being willing to connect with the vastness. If we see like this nature right behind me and the sky that's behind that, and that's the atmosphere, and it goes to endless space, right? There's no walls there for billions and billions of light years. And that is the openness to the vastness of our experience. That's on the physical level, but really, on the levels that are most significant and matter to us, that's a metaphor, right? It's a metaphor for the willingness to really open up to life and to face life without preconceived notions, without boundaries, without limitations and borders and walls, and being willing to open up to experience it, to relate to it, to communicate with it, to have love and respect for it and appreciation. And so openness can seem like a very simple word almost like a not special word, or something that maybe doesn't feel that significant. Or I can also hear that voice that comes in. It's just like, yeah, but you need to close off. You need to protect yourself. You need to defend yourself. I'm not saying that there aren't times when that's warranted or that you take the necessary steps to look out for yourself. But when we can open, we can start to hear the birds, right? We can start to hear the movement of life that's happening all around us and inside us, and we can start to see the pathway out of our difficulties. And so I really just want to encourage that for you. If that's something that you're experiencing, like many other human beings in the world, if you're going through tough times or if you're having experiences that are not all good, see if you can find a way to open up to yourself, to open up to your experience of those negative experiences. See if you can find a friend that you can reach out to, a family member, someone who is willing to listen and to hear you. And then maybe you can return the favor. Okay, so this is really something that, though it may seem simple, it's really a base feature of health and of having a happy and good life. So I want to encourage that for you guys. And, you know, I guess me making this video is part of me encouraging that in myself. So, yeah, just to run it back to the top, I want to thank my own friends. I want to thank you, Zane, for just giving me the reflections that encourage me to keep going. I want to thank everybody who watches our channel and checks out our videos. It's been really fun and awesome seeing the growth of the channel. And I just want to encourage you to enjoy your life and to find some openness to yourself, to others, and to the universe so that you can be happy and have some positive effect on those around you. Okay, so thanks so much for tuning in for another video from us, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, thanks. Take care.